Welcome and thank you for joining us. My name is Al Guevara. With us today is Leticia Mondragon, the Donor Development and Engagement Specialist for the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center and Be The Match. Ms. Mondragon, thank you very much for joining us. Do you mind if I call you Leti?
I would actually prefer that you call me Leti.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us. I know the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is an organization that I've been involved with for quite a while as a donor. I've been a donor for a while because I know the importance of blood donation. So what we're going to do today is talk about exactly what it is that goes into the donations, why, etc. So let's get started. Leti, so who is the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center?
Okay, the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center is under the BioBridge Global umbrella. Under that BioBridge Global umbrella is the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center. You have the Blood and Tissue Center Foundation, you have GenCure, and you also have Qualtex. So we're a global organization. The South Texas Blood and Tissue Center, we are the sole provider of blood. And the only ones in South Texas are the sole provider of blood for over 100 medical facilities in a 48 county area in South Texas, and the sole provider of blood for all of the hospitals in Laredo.
Wow. I mean, that is a lot of area to cover. And you said it's centrally located in San Antonio. I know there's like a donor center in San Antonio, right?
Yes. We have a donor center there, and it's you can't miss us. We're on IH-10 West. You see, actually, our logo are two connecting hearts because donors and patients connect. So that is an awesome logo that we have with the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center. But our mission is to help save and enhance lives. And we cannot fulfill that commitment without the support of local community volunteer blood donors. We need 500 volunteer donors on a daily basis.
Oh, hang on. Wait a second. Okay. We need to kind of spotlight the magnitude of what you just said.
Yes.
500 volunteer donors a day. So even on a short month, we're talking what, 15,000 donors that we need?
Absolutely. Again, what a lot of people don't realize now is that, many people think that it's just only people that need blood that are involved in traffic accidents.
Right.
But we have cancer patients, leukemia patients that are needing that blood supply. We have individuals that are having their surgeries that need blood. Because of the inclement weather just last week, we lost out on almost 3,000 units of blood.
Oh my gosh.
It's actually got to the point to where the doctors were kind of looking at the patients and prioritizing which one is going to use blood, which one needs it the most. I mean, that's how critical, and it continues to be critical in South Texas and really nationwide. But to lose out on almost, we did lose out on 3,000 units of blood. And even before the inclement weather, we were already having a difficult time because of the COVID-19 situation. Our highest percentage of donors are high school students and college students. Well, when they're not in session and they're not at their prospective schools, we lose out on a lot of blood donations.
So every single donation that's given by every volunteer, whether it's at a donation center or like at a mobile clinic, like we've done a lot of them here in Laredo in different locations. The last time I gave, I believe it was at Malden Norte. How many lives are affected by each donation?
With each donation, you can help save 3 lives. Okay. That's why you have you see the different tubes when you're donating blood, because it's separated into 3 components, which is plasma, platelets, and also red cells. So that's why we always encourage the community to donate blood, because you can actually help save up to 3 lives with 1 blood donation. Blood cannot be manufactured. So we depend on our local community volunteer blood donors to help save lives, not only in Laredo, but in the South Texas area.
You mentioned something, blood obviously cannot be produced, but it also, I imagine, has a shelf life.
Yes, it has a shelf life of only 42 days. It has a shelf life of 42 days. And we never dispose of the blood. We don't, many people ask, well, do y'all throw away the blood when we don't, if it's not used? Right. At this point, it's not really even staying on the shelf. We have a less than a day blood supply of O positive blood already. So if we are in a situation where we're not going to utilize that blood, we send it to another blood center that might use it in a time of a critical situation. But we're always in the need of all blood types, especially O positive and O negative. And why? Because O positive is the most common blood type. More people have it, so it's needed the most. O negative is our universal blood donor. O negative can give to any other blood type. So that's why you'll often hear in news interviews that we're in the need of all blood types, especially types O positive and also O negative.
Okay. Now, that being said, who is qualified to donate? Is it like anybody 18 and over, or?
Actually, 16 years of age with
Oh,
parental consent.
okay.
16-year-olds with parental consent can donate as long as you're in good health. You're able to donate. We have a wonderful staff of phlebotomists that have been, properly trained. We are planning another drive in Laredo next month, and I'll definitely give you the details on that
Yes.
as soon as we confirm everything. But we want to have a presence in Laredo every month. We see that the Laredo and the Laredoans have big hearts, and they want to give. And anytime we put out an appeal, I go on with different media avenues. We actually have individuals that step up to the plate to donate. Just this past weekend, we had an emergency blood drive. It was scheduled within 2 days. And we had an individual by the name of Daniel Tarpening that is with the U.S. Army National Guard. And I reached out to him. He goes, let's do this. Our goal was 60 out on Saturday, and we ended up with 105 units of blood.
And
so
going back,
in Laredo.
absolutely. But going back, you said 105, but you need over 500 a day. So that's the thing. We need to keep
exactly
the perspective. It's like, oh, they raised 105. That's not what matters.
Oh, they're good. They're good to go.
They're good.
Oh, no, we still have a long way to go. Just the other day, actually, we had an individual who was actually O positive, and he used more than 100 units of blood. So think about that. We had 105 units of blood that were donated on Saturday. One patient can wipe us out of any blood type. So that's why, y'all collected 105. Y'all are good to go. No, we still have a long way to go. Last week definitely was a critical week for us.
Sure. When nobody could get out of their houses, people are dealing with inclement weather and their own issues at home. Blood donation is not going to be top of mind. I will say this, however, as a donor and an active donor myself, I get regular calls. And the first thing I'll ask is, when's the next blood drive in Laredo? I think they did tell me sometime next month. So I'm already looking forward to that. My last one, I believe, was in December or something. So I know there's a time period. How long do you have to wait between blood donations?
Every 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
It's every 8 weeks. You're eligible to donate every 2 months, basically.
Okay.
And what we want to do in Laredo is actually schedule drives every month, but make sure that every other month those eligible donors are eligible to give again. Because again, everything that we went through last week was very critical for us. But the need for blood never takes a holiday. You just never know who is going to go into that hospital and need blood all of a sudden. We've got people that are undergoing surgeries. We have cancer, leukemia patients. We can't predict what traffic accidents are going to happen this afternoon or tonight. And we need to make sure that we have that blood available for our patients. The South Texas Blood and Tissue Center of San Antonio has a commitment to our patients and their families, but we cannot fulfill that commitment without the support of local community volunteer blood donors.
Absolutely. And I think one thing that people may not be aware of is every now and again, and this is not something that happens a lot, there are mass casualty events. For example, there was a bus that I don't know if they went off road or something like that, but there was a mass amount of people that went to both locations here in Laredo. This is a couple years ago. But you never know when that's going to happen. And if the donation level is low, specifically right now, when we were hit with that 1 week where nobody could do anything, it's critically low. So when we talk about these donations and the ones that come to Laredo every so often, it's crucially important. That being said, can anyone or who can host one of these drives?
Well, often let the community know if any business would like to host a blood drive. Feel free to give me a call at 361-480-2820. We're always looking for new accounts to go to. It's no charge to host a blood drive. We provide every business that hosts a blood drive, we provide them a marketing package that includes posters, flyers. We put it on our social media. We send out emails. So anyone that's watching this and you're interested and you want to give back to your community, please let me know. My name again is Leti Mondragon with the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center. Give me a call, 361-480-2820, and we would definitely accommodate you because we are trying to get more blood drives in Laredo and look for new businesses that would like to help us out.
I think that would be a good time to reach out, or businesses in Laredo that are in the area where blood drives are usually held at schools. That might be a good time for those businesses to step up, because if somebody's used to going to a school to give blood and there is no blood drives going on in schools right now, we need an alternate area, alternate location for those people specifically that maybe don't want to travel across the city. Maybe they're limited in their mobility.
Absolutely. I know that the end of last year, Laredo Martin hosted a blood drive. It was in honor of little Bella Sanchez, who was actually the first patient I worked with since I began my journey with BioBridge Global and Be The Match, and now with the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center. But also John B. Alexander also stepped up to the plate. They told us, hey, even though the students aren't here, you're welcome to use our gym. And in those 2 days, we collected over 140 units of blood. So if there's any school right now that's even watching and would like to offer their gym and make it a community event, please let me know. Another thing that I really want to emphasize is that we are following CDC guidelines.
Sure.
All of our phlebotomists are masked. They wear a shield. We are practicing the social distancing. We have hand sanitizer stations everywhere. So no need to fear, well, I'm afraid to go to a blood drive, or I'm afraid to give blood because, what are the safety precautions? But we are, again, following all CDC guidelines. So every donor is completely safe.
Leti, you also, on your title, you have something called Be The Match. Can you tell us a little bit about what specifically that is?
Yes, actually, Be The Match. We're the largest, most diverse registry in the nation. Our main mission for Be The Match is to help save and enhance life through cellular therapy. Basically, with Be The Match, what my job is, not only in Laredo, not only in the Rio Grande Valley, but in the coastal Bend and Corpus Christi area, I encourage the community to sign up with Be The Match. And some people might think, well, isn't that a dating site? No, it isn't. We match people, but in
Not
a different
match.com.
way. No, it's not match.com. You're on your own on that one. But basically what we do out with Be The Match is we match cancer and leukemia patients with donors.
Okay.
So every 3 minutes, someone is diagnosed with a life-threatening blood cancer, blood disorder, 20 an hour, 480 per day. So when a patient who has been recently diagnosed with a life-threatening blood cancer, such as leukemia, lymphoma, or any other type of blood disorder, they reach out to us, Be The Match. And what we do, we go out and recruit individuals to be on the registry. When we go matching a patient with a donor, it has nothing to do with blood types. It's all ethnic background. Okay. And we are needing more Latinos to sign up on our registry. A Latino or Latina that is diagnosed with a life-threatening blood cancer only has a 46% chance of finding their match, because we have low representation of Latinos on our registry. You compare that to Caucasian representation, where a patient who is Caucasian has a 77% chance of finding their match. So we need to change that. We need to have individuals of all ethnic backgrounds to sign up on the registry. What's really neat about the registry, you have to be between the ages of 18 to 44. And just because you sign up on the registry doesn't necessarily mean you're ever going to be a match. I personally have been on the registry now for over 20 years and I've never matched anyone. So keep that in mind, that just because you do sign up on it doesn't mean you're ever going to be a match. There's a lot of misconceptions, but I just want to mention that the biggest one is, no, I don't want to sign up with that registry. Bone marrow, we heard it's very painful. Yeah. Well, that might have been years ago. We've existed now for 33 years. 100,000 transplants have been done because of individuals that had signed up with the registry. 80% of all procedures now, if you are lucky enough to match someone, is a peripheral stem cell donation, very similar to a platelet, plasma, or double red blood donation. And what's really awesome about that, you can not only help save a person's life in your local community, not only statewide, not only national, but what's really neat, you can match anybody in the world because it goes back to your ethnic background. And more than likely, they're going to look almost exactly like you, that patient you helped save, which is, to me, phenomenal.
And how does one register to get on Be The Match?
Well, it's really simple. On your cell phone, you actually text the number 61474. It's 61474. And then you'll just text Bella, Bella, and you'll fill out a questionnaire out. And then within about 7 to 10 days, we'll send you a cheek swab kit. And with that cheek swab kit, you're going to swab 10 seconds on the right, 10 seconds on the left. You mail it back to us. All the postage is covered. And you're officially a part of someone's cure for cancer.
So it's text Bella, Bella, to 61474.
Yes, sir. That's correct. It's that easy. And it takes maybe 5 to 7 minutes to sign up on your phone. You'll fill out that questionnaire. And again, we'll mail you the cheek swab kit. When you get that swab, people are confusing it now with everything going on with COVID. It's not your nose, it's your mouth.
Yeah. Not in the nasal cavity.
No. So it's going to be one on the right, one on the left. You'll send it back to us. Now, you're not going to be a match right away. It usually takes a few months for everything to be processed because, Al, what's really neat about this is that those swabs go all the way to Minneapolis, Minnesota, because that's where the Be The Match corporate offices and headquarters are located.
Okay. So again, Be The Match, text Bella to 61474. And blood donations, what we started the conversation with. Yes. We need over 500 volunteer donors daily to keep up with demand. And there will be one coming up in Laredo in March, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes. And I'll definitely let you know the details on that. We're kind of trying to finalize everything, but I want to thank all the Laredoans that have donated. This past Saturday was phenomenal. It was an awesome turnout. And what's really wonderful about that, we had not only the soldiers who already are serving their country, but giving back to the Laredo community. We had police officers. We had people that it was their first time to donate. And then we had our regular community members that came in. I saw it on the news. I wanted to help out. So it was great. Special thanks to Embassy Suites as well. They actually comped a room for us. So we were set up inside. We also have Hector from Lazy Boy Tattoo that has been a huge help for us and lets us park our mobile. And of course, little Belita Sanchez that lost her battle with leukemia. It'll be 2 years in a couple of months. Ray and Betsy Sanchez, who have definitely helped us out with our mission, not only with Be The Match, but with the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center. And that little girl means the world to me. She was my first patient. And this is a little girl that wanted to live, Al, but she was able to live because she actually had a lot of blood transfusions, which was great. But guess what? Unfortunately, we did not find a match for her through Be The Match in time. Okay. So that's why we need more Latinos to register. So be a double hero, donate blood, and register with Be The Match.
Leticia Mondragon, the Donor Development and Engagement Specialist with the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center and Be The Match. Anything you'd like to say to anyone watching this video at this time?
Well, I just want to encourage everyone to give the gift of life and donate blood. I lost my daddy when I was 12. He died at the age of 42 of a massive heart attack. 2 years ago, I lost my brother, 58 years old, of a cardiac arrest. 3 months ago, tomorrow, I lost my mama due to COVID-19. She had COVID pneumonia. She was 84. So I have lost 3 very close family members, personal to me. And my job means so much to me because I go out in the community and I let people know and I share Bella's story. I share my personal story, what I would do to bring my daddy and my brother and my mama back. But those that are watching right now, you have the opportunity to give hope to patients and their families. by donating blood and by registering with Be The Match. My heart is still broken. It has been broken since I was 12 years old. But, God put me on this earth to do something. And I really do think I had a different outlook on life. And I'm very, as you can tell, very passionate about what I do. But it's very simple, ladies and gentlemen, to just register with Be The Match. Text Bella to 61474 and donate blood when you see our bloodmobile. Make an effort to donate blood because we need you. The patients need you. And also the families of those patients that are hoping that their loved one will survive what they have.
Leti Mondragon, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for the information. Super important and valuable information. I'm going to share your contact information at the end of this video. Hopefully people will get registered for Be The Match and get in contact with you for more blood drives here in our area, in Laredo and the surrounding communities. So once again, thank you for joining me today.
Well, thank you, Al, and it is an honor and a pleasure to serve the Laredo community and promote this life-saving mission. So thank you for reaching out to us. And thank you for what you do to help nonprofit organizations, because it's individuals like yourself. We don't have the funds to do commercials. So it's individuals like yourself that give us the opportunity to spread the word. So thank you for helping us save lives.
My pleasure.